and welcome back to Opal&Mint. I am Ashley and welcome back to Watercolor Month. This is day 21. We are getting very close to the end. It's absolutely insane. I've been seeing lots of wonderful paintings y'all are posting on Instagram. Thank you so much for sharing those. It makes my day. But let's go ahead and get into this. We are using the flower color guide. We're doing a flower every day this month. We're opening to a random page and we're painting whatever flower we land on. So let's see what today's luck gives us. Let's go. I want to see if I can go like right in the middle of the book. All right, ready? Go. Ooh, okay. Okay. These are, this color. We haven't had anything this like peachy color. So we just did a rose. So we're going to do the amaryllis, which we've actually done a flower by that name, but it didn't look like that. Let me see. Because I remember seeing that name. Which one was the amaryllis? Oh, huh. Yeah, that's a little bit different. They both have like the thick stem, but the flower itself is very, very different. I am excited by this one though. Let's see. All right. So if you are following along and have the flower color guide, we are on page 251 today. And let's get some paper and some paint. Let's see. A gorgeous peachy color. What paints do I have? Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to be using this inexpensive paper from Amazon. This is 120 pieces of 100% rag cotton paper from FYESS. It's the brand. But I am getting ready for my watercolor cotton paper review, or I don't know if review is the right word, testing. And I have, I think, 16 different brands, and I've started figuring out what tests I want to put them through, and I'm getting very excited. It's going to be probably an entire day of filming it and several days of editing it, but I'm really excited for it to see all these papers side by side. So be on the lookout for that. That'll probably happen next month, just because of how much work it's going to be. I don't think I could get it done this month, but anyway, so I'm using that paper today. All right, and I decided to pull out my very first ocean paper palette today. And I know I've used my ocean paper in one of the videos, but I haven't used this one yet this month. So what kind of brush do I want to use? I feel like I want to use a cat's tongue. Okay, so this was the stuff I had in my purse. Let's see here. Let's pick out a brush. And yes, I had this giant thing in my purse. 100%, totally did. Okay, we can use the Neptune Oval Wash. Let's see. It's a fairly large flower. All right, I actually grabbed a few different brushes, which I might be like going back and forth today. I'm going to start with the Princeton Neptune Oval Wash. This is the 1/2 inch. And I have a few other options here because I've got some ideas of how I'm going to do some of this. I got a small cat's tongue as well. This is the Christy Rice #1 cat's tongue. This is in the set. I only have her first brush set. I'm getting a couple of small brushes for some of the details. So I have a size 2 round, and then I have a size 0. And then I also have my Princeton Neptune size 6 just in the wings, just waiting. Okay, so we're gonna start. I know that was a lot, sorry about that. We are gonna start by mixing up a peachy kind of color from these. Use what paints you have to make a peach. We're gonna use some yellow, we're gonna use some orange, but you can even use buff titanium if you have that. I think I actually wanna start with this, what are you called? Beige. It's called beige. So I want to start with beige. So buff titanium, but a little more neutral. All right, and then I'm going to take some of this kind of terracotta looking color. There we go. And then I'm gonna add some yellow. So get some of this. If you are curious which exact palette this is from Ocean Paper, this is the Kelp and Urchin palette. I have no idea if it's available or what, but let's make a little bit more of that. I really like the muted tones in Ocean Paper's paints. They do have some vibrant ones as well, but I just really like the muted ones. All right. Okay. This is similar. Whoops. I'm already splashing paint on my paper. That's okay. We're just going to go ahead and dive in then. There's a flower. That's going to be a flower. All right. So since I've kind of splashed some on there, I'm going to get some water on my brush, and let's just go ahead and we're going to put a petal there. Stick one coming out here. One here. Okay, and then there we go. Just kind of get the shape of it going. Just know it kind of has some points on it. So if you need to refine your shape as you're going, that's fine. And it's a very ruffly, wiggly, so like don't make it all of the lines perfectly smooth. Okay, now what I'm going to do while this is still wet, I'm going to take a small brush. And if you see these, the stamen coming out, these, come on, light yellow spots here, I'm going to try to lift where those are, okay? So we're just going to take, there's actually a white spot right there already, so I'm just, get your brush wet, tap it off, and just lift where we're going to put a few of those little stamen. Okay, and we will let that dry, and then we'll put the yellow on there. Let me see, I want to add in a little bit more of depth. I want to see what happens if I take, I haven't actually tried this, so let's just try. Take some darker, and I'm going to tap it in the center, and I want to see if it goes around where I lifted, or if it bleeds into it. So we can still lift if we need to. Okay, then I'm just kind of lightly fanning that out onto these petals. Okay, I'm gonna refine some of this lifted area. Okay, all right, I'm gonna let that be, and then we'll come back and do some more. Mine is going to be a much more muted version. There's more pink in this one. This is more orange. That's okay. If I was using my Daniel Smiths, I'd have more pink, but I wanted to use this. So, okay, let's go ahead and get another flower going. All right, so I'm going to go right here. There's a petal. And another one. I'm kind of doing this. It looks like there's like pointed, and then rounded almost. It's interesting. But again, I want to remind you, do not try to make it look exactly like your photo. Use it as inspiration. If you get hung up on trying to make it the exact flower that you see, you're going to get frustrated. This is meant to be loose style, so we don't want to get frustrated trying to get the details exact. We just want this to look a little bit like it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put in that darker in the center. I'm just gonna go straight into this like terracotta color. And touch of, this is actually Potter's Pink from Ocean Paper, and I really like this Potter's Pink. Okay, now that I've touched those colors in, let's see if we can lift some little spots here. So between each one, I'm getting my brush wet and then tapping off excess water. But if it's too dry, it's not going to lift it as well. So keep it wet but not dripping. All right, let's get one more. Okay. All right, so we're doing good. We've got 2 flower shapes. Let's go ahead and put in our stems. So we're going to take the Princeton Neptune round 6 and let's get some greens here. Trying to decide what color I want to go with. I'm just kind of mixing up all the greens on this palette. This one I haven't used a whole lot. Okay. All right, so let's pull in some stems here. And these are like stalks. These are chunky. So you don't have to worry about doing a really thin line for these. And this one's going to come down here. All right. And then I'm taking a touch of the darker green on my brush, and I'm just going to tap it here so you can see that one of those is in front of the other. And actually I may go just kind of along the side too, just to give this a little bit more dimension so it's not so flat. Okay. All right. Okay, so while I am waiting for some of this to dry, it looks like it kind of bled into some of the spots I lifted. So keep working on that. If you are doing this when you're planning out this kind of flower, what I would do here is actually use some masking fluid to mask off those areas. That's what I did with my tiger lily painting. The first time I painted it, I didn't do that, and I was really frustrated. So highly suggest masking off areas like that are lighter in the center of a like fade, you know? Okay, anyways, while I'm waiting on that to dry, I'm actually gonna go ahead and do my splatter. And there aren't really leaves on these, so we don't have to worry about that. All right. I'm going to take the yellow. So the yellow I have is a little bit deeper than what this yellow actually is, but I'm going to use this anyways. So I'm going to get a decent amount of yellow on my brush. And let's see what happens. This is still wet, but let's try to go over some of those areas that we lifted. I highly suggest you waiting until it's dry, or at least make sure you don't have a ton of water on your brush. Go. Let's do one more here. And one more here. Okay. So there's just some little yellow spots. All right, so the little lines that go to it, I want those to be a little bit crisp. So I'm gonna definitely wait till that dries. But I do want to get a little bit more going on. Hold on a second. Let's mix up some more of this color. Get some more yellow. I'm actually going to take some of this like light peachy color too. Mix in with it. Okay, so I'm going to take this. This is a fairly watery mixture. I'd like it to be a little bit thicker, but let's see. Let's get some more of this. See if I can thicken it. Okay. All right, so let's play with doing some lines to kind of shape out that there are petals here. So yeah, see, it's still very, very wet. It's okay. Some parts aren't. All right, so we're just gonna kind of put in this one, this petal's behind. Yeah, some parts of this are definitely more dry than others. Okay, so I'm just kind of going back and forth, balancing out, putting down pigment and taking it away. I don't want too much. So if I get too much, I just pick it up. We're starting to get a little bit of definition, but not too crazy. This one is still like very, very wet. I'm actually going to lift. There's like a puddle up here. And so I'm going to touch a brush to it, lift it off. Okay. Okay, this is mostly dry. And I'm actually going to take my Rhapsody Kolinsky Sable size 2 brush. This is bigger than this one, than the size 0, but this one comes to such a fine point, I can actually get better details with it. So I'm going to use this, and let's go in with some of this color. And get a little bit of the Potter's Pink. Okay. All right, so I'm getting a thick consistency of paint on my brush. I don't want there to be too much paint, but it doesn't need to be watery. So, all right, we're going to go from the center, and the center I want even darker. So I'm going to tap in some depth, and I'm actually going to outline, go around my little yellow thing here, tapping in some depth, and then I'm going to come out from that onto my petal. And now I'm actually using the side of the brush, kind of dry brushing that out. I think that's going to be better. So just taking from what I placed there and just kind of brush on the side, pulling that out. Okay. Remember to curve your lines with your petals to give it shape. If you don't, it's going to look very flat. Okay. I don't want to get, I'm starting to get too fussy with it. I'm looking at it and looking at the picture, and I'm seeing the differences, and I'm getting fussy with it. And that's not the point of these exercises and videos, so we need to stop fussing. Stop fussing. Okay, I need to leave it alone. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. I forgot to do the little lines. Oh, the ones, honestly, the flowers that have the long, thin stamens with the yellow coming out like the lilies and these. These are the hardest for me to do in a loose style because you've got these parts that then like, how do you make them show up? I haven't quite figured that out, honestly. So I'm trying and experimenting here with you. So it may not turn out right. I'm trying to get a fairly like thick velvety consistency of paint here, and I want to see if I do this little line thing, if this is gonna help at all. Okay, helped a little. Oh, but it's hard to get that like deep color to fade and then have the lines without planning it out and sketching it and masking it out and all of that. So yeah, let's go ahead and do the lines on this one first. And they like kind of curve out and do weird things. So you don't have to just do a straight line. But see, now that I have those, like how do I go in and continue doing the fading stuff? I don't know. Let's see. Let's make this one lighter since it's lighter overall anyways. And all right, we've got a petal in front here. Again, I'm just kind of going on the side of my brush, dry brushing some of that texture in there. It's very interesting filming. Again, trying to do this, figure it out while explaining, and then while, you know, trying not to mess up too bad so people roast me. But it also, I found interesting while filming is when I'm looking at my painting, like I'm just looking down at it right now, and I see all the things that look bad and I don't see what looks good, but then I look at the camera screen and I see it a completely different way, and I can see what things I might need to change or things that look better than I thought. So maybe at home, if you have like maybe your phone or something and just take a picture of it or look at it through the screen of your phone even, just to see what it actually looks like and not what your brain is making it look like. Because looking at this, I just not liking it. And it definitely is not my best and not the best flower we've done this month. But again, we're learning through this. We're learning what works, what doesn't work. Just trying to get through this one. And I think that this one would be a much better one to do sketched. But what I'm doing around these petals is I'm doing a line and then fading that line out to kind of separate those. And I think that's working better. I'm liking the way this one looks better than this one. And I also think this one's too dark. I like the lightness of this one. So, but I'm just putting a line separating those petals and then washing my brush off and then just kind of fading that line out. Okay, let's just do a couple little darker detail, lines. Okay, well, this one's a little bit better. And I think that I'm about ready to stop though. I like this flower. That one's not bad for a loose style. And this one's not awful. It's just not, I don't know. Something is off about it. I think it might be the color. I don't know. Anyways, that's day 21. I hope that yours turned out better than mine. Again, it's fine. It's fine. I like this one okay. It's okay. I need to stop talking and move on to the next one. All right. But if you did happen to enjoy this or find it entertaining or find it informational and learning what not to do or what to do, give it a thumbs up for me. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below. We're getting so close to 6,000 while I'm filming this. I can't believe how much it's grown. Thank you so much to everyone who has been here. But yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow for another day of Watercolor Month. I flower every day. Bye. Bye. I don't know. All right, let's write the name on this one. This one's pretty. I like this flower. That one just looks like it's dying.